morning? That was pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. I want to say welcome to Unity of Tucson. I'm Reverend Jonathan Zenz. I'm the senior minister here. Of course, I say senior minister like we have other ministers at the moment. We don't. It's me. I'm the minister. And grateful to have you all here at this beautiful, beautiful place where we celebrate every single Sunday some particular ideas. We celebrate the understanding that there is one power and one presence. That presence is God. It is an energy of creativity, and it is who and what we are. That's what we're celebrating here. And, you know, some people call it God. Some people like to call it love. I love to call it love because I understand love as that presence, as that power. So, yes, we are a spiritual community celebrating love, and we're going to celebrate today by, first off, inviting you all to stand up if you want to move your body. I like to move my body. We're going to welcome Anna Mello and Abby Small to lead us in.
Gonna be the first on the dance floor, the first to raise my hand. I'll be the first to state my opinion, the first to take a stand. I won't play it safe or wait for a sign. I'm gonna throw myself out there and let my light shine. Let it shine, oh let it shine. I let my big, bright, brilliant beam of radiant light shine. I will do more of what I love, share my gifts and joy too. They'll all be talking about me and all the things I do. I'll be the one who sets the bar, the one who's in the know. Opportunities will come to me wherever I go. 'Cause I shine, yes I shine. I let my big, bright, brilliant beam of radiant light shine. For too many years I hid my life, feeling I was just too much. What I was just wasn't right. And I heard this voice from within and up above saying, you're here to be a shining light and give and receive love. So now I'm going for my dreams, nothing's in my way. Carpe diem is my mantra, I practice kindness every day. I take time to connect, I take time to have fun. I want to know I've used up every drop before my life is done. So I shine, yes I shine. I let my big, bright, brilliant beam of radiant light shine. Let's dance. Too many years I hid my life, fearing that I was just too much and what I was just wasn't right. And I heard this voice from within and up above saying, you're here to be a shining light and give and receive love. We are people of power, people of grace. Oh yeah. The life that we've lived in every wrinkle on our face. So we can love others too. We know that we're connected, there ain't nothing we can't do. So let's shine, let's all shine. Let's let our big, bright, brilliant beam of radiant light shine. Let's shine, oh let's shine. Let's let our big, bright, brilliant beam of radiant light shine. Shine, oh shine. Let's let our big, bright, brilliant beam of radiant light shine. Woohoo!
Anna Mello and Abby Small. What a magnificent way to start the day, don't you think? I'm moving these for you. I got it. I'm going to just set it over here. So yes, once again, good morning and welcome to Unity of Tucson. Like I said before, we are a spiritual community celebrating love, celebrating light, celebrating life, and celebrating an inherent understanding that we are this very power and presence that we call God, the creative energy of the universe. And we like to do it in a high energy way. At least that's the approach I like to take because I'm a high energy kind of guy. I've been to many churches where it was very, very much proper all the time. And we would just sit there and enjoy the dulcet tones of a minister. But that's not me. You may not believe everything you hear today, but I think you're going to hear something you believe. That's one of the things I've started saying every week. And I just encourage you to be open to what it is that we are offering here, being open to your deepening sense of self. That's what it's all about. Before we continue, I just want to check in. As you were coming in, you may have been asked if you were celebrating a birthday during the month of November. And if you were, you would have filled out a form for our birthday draw this month. Is there anyone who is celebrating a birthday during the month of November who maybe did not fill out a form, and we'd be happy to get a form to you? It looks like everybody. I see no hands, so that's good. The draw will happen a little bit later in the service. So, we enjoy a vision and a mission here at Unity of Tucson, and I would love for you to say the words of our vision statement with me. We envision a world awakened to its magnificence. We envision a world awakened to its magnificence. What does that mean? It means that everyone knows who they are. Fundamentally, everyone knows that there is that which is magnificent within them that is shining forth as the light of their lives. Now, the vision is the goal. The mission are the steps we take to get there, and we share this particular mission in 3 short phrases. Would you say this with me, please? Love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. That's all I'm ever talking about on Sundays. Yes, yes, yes. In remembering who we are, there's a thing that I think is important that we all understand, and we're going to share that with anyone who's visiting us for the first time. So first of all, let me just reach out to anybody who's watching online for the first time today. I just want to say I'm grateful that you have decided to be with us in this virtual capacity, as we are a hybrid experience online and in the room. And just if you would like to go to unitytucson.com/connect, fill out some information there just to let us know that you have decided to be with us today, and knowing that you are blessing us, and I hope that we are blessing you. If you are in the room and you are visiting us for the first time today, we would like to give you a gift. So if you are comfortable with identifying yourselves, please stand up. And we've got some gifts that we are going to share with you. Just remain standing for a moment. Grateful to have you here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ross is going to bring those around. And as you remain standing, there is something that I want to let you know about. This community, we do our research, right? We do our research, yes? Yeah. And we have something that we would like you to know that we have found out about you. Are you ready, everyone? Here we go. You are magnificent. Yes, you are absolutely magnificent. Grateful that you are sharing your magnificence with us here today. You can be seated. And there's one thing to know about knowing someone else's magnificence. We see that in other people, which is a reflection of that which is inherent within ourselves. So I think that we should all exclaim for ourselves, I am magnificent. Indeed, you are. Now, change is the only constant in this thing called life, right? I'm changing the service today and moving forward. Uh-oh, I'm going to have a revolt on my hands. So normally at this time of the service, we do a centering and a meditation, and I love centering and meditation. One of the things that I was thinking about, though, is I want to start including other people and starting to reach out to people who've taken leadership roles in our community. And because I do a 20 to 25-minute meditation online before the service, I'm going to let go of the meditation during the service. But if you still want to meditate on Sunday mornings, you can do that. And I'm thinking in the new year that we may start doing the meditation on Sunday mornings prior to the service in the room. So that's coming up. But we have a magnificent group of people that have stepped into service here. They are our prayer chaplains in this community, and I have invited them to share some inspiration with us. So would you please welcome in our inaugural prayer chaplain offering, Sherry Hoffman. She's coming up to the stage. And Sherry is someone that I have known longer than almost anybody in this room. Sherry and I actually went to university together, and I'm grateful that she's joined us as a member of this community. So, Sherry Hoffman, please, let us know what there is to know.
I am. Well, hi. So we're going to do a reading, and this week is from the Spiritual Economics book, great inspiration, Eric Butterworth, and it is, "You are rich and creative being. You can never be less than this. You may frustrate your potential. You may identify with that which is less than what you can be. But within you, now and always, is the unborn possibility of limitless experience, of inner stability and outer treasure. And yours is the privilege of giving birth to it, and you will if you believe." And with that, I'm going to speak the words of this month's affirmation. I invite you to take these words and see what feeling comes up around them, and I will say it a few times. I am infinitely unfolding in more abundant ways every day. I'm going to say it a few times. I am infinitely unfolding in more abundant ways every day. I know I missed some of my lines. One more time. I am infinitely unfolding in more abundant ways every day.
Before you start the introduction, I have to acknowledge something. So she sends me the affirmation via email and says, just to make sure that I have everything this week prepared, and I said, "Oh, well, you've left out the word abundant."
Did I leave it out again?
No, you put in the word abundant, but I want you to look at what I wrote back behind you. So that'll be changed for next week. It'll be the correct affirmation.
He even said if I forget it, I can look up on the wall.
Yeah. So let's just take that in and relax right where we are as we enjoy a centering song. And during the song, Sherry will do a prayer. It's like the air around me. It's like the sunlight on my face. I feel the love of God surround me. I am touched by amazing grace. And all I ever wanted, all I ever needed, was already there. Closer than the sunlight, nearer than the air. I breathe in, and I am filled with the Spirit. It is health to my body, it is peace to my mind, it is joy, it is joy to my soul. I breathe out a simple prayer of thank you. And my breath becomes a song that was singing all along, that is singing everywhere. It is nearer than the air.
As I take this moment in silence, I acknowledge that God's source energy is flowing through me and around me at all times. When I feel the sun shine on my face or the wind blowing through my hair, I know that this is God, this is source energy. With this, I am supported in my adventures, in my journey. I take these moments to just know that I am always taken care of. All is well. And with this, I affirm. Amen.
I breathe in, and I am filled with the Spirit. It is health to my body. It is peace to my mind. It is joy. It is joy. It is joy. It is joy to my soul. I breathe out a simple prayer of thank you. And my breath becomes a song that was singing all along, that is singing everywhere. It is nearer than the air. It's like the air around me. It's like the sunlight on my face. I feel the love of God surround me. I am touched by amazing grace. And all I ever wanted, all I ever needed was already there, closer than the sunlight, nearer than the air. Thank you, Sherry. I was mentioning to Linda this morning, that's the first song I ever sang here. Way, way back in the day. I would like to invite Lydia Eisenberger, our Keeper of the Flames today, to the stage to help me out with our the ceremony that we do each week, this ritual that we've brought to this community called Lighting the Flames of Faith. In this ceremony, we are affirming that in every faith tradition, in every religious path, in every spiritual ideology, there is a golden thread of love, and we're going to honor that with each of the traditions today. So let us begin first by lighting a candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light a candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous people, the way of primal spirituality. We light a candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light a candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light a candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light a candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the divine will of love as the highest calling. We light a candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light a candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. We light a candle for all faith traditions unnamed in this ceremony, and for any seekers who may be unaware of the power and presence of Spirit that God's source energy in their lives and the space that we are keeping open for them in our own hearts. And this final candle we light is the healing candle. The healing candle represents the unfoldment or the uncovering of any circumstance that requires the revelation of the God essence at the core. For what healing is, the way we teach it here at Unity, is that there is God at the core of everything. And so as we allow that God essence, that source energy to be unleashed, we heal our physical experience in the world. And so this is your candle for whatever is in your mind and in your heart that requires the light. The candle here on your left is our peace candle. And we keep the peace candle consistently illuminated as a reflection of the consistent illumination of peace in our own hearts. And as we allow that inner peace to inform our thoughts, our beliefs, our actions, we create a more peaceful experience of this thing called life all around. And so let's honor this candle by saying together the prayer for world peace. Divine love indwells each person and radiates from one to another. Harmony is established and peace begins to reign in the world. Lydia, how are you today? Oh, I can help you with that.
I did it on purpose.
I have done sound tech work in my illustrious career before I was a minister and working in the theater. I did some sound work as well, so I can help you with that.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you. Lydia, as our Keeper of the Flames, is going to reflect on the homework I gave last week. If you're new to this community, I give homework every week. You'll hear what the homework is coming up at the end of my message today. But I invite the Keeper of the Flames to let us know what happened for them during the week. So let me remind them what the homework was last week. I asked you to make a list of things to unlearn. Make a list of things to unlearn, right? Like things like money is hard to get, or the economy is not so good, or I live on a fixed income, to which I said last week, who fixed it? Think about it. Or my favorite, because a lot of people walk around with this one, there is virtue in poverty. And I asked you to look at the list and determine if you are willing to continue to live in those choices or if you want to choose something else. And to not limit it to ideas of financial abundance, because yes, we are studying spiritual economics, but this is relatable to health, to our relationships, to our creative expression. It's relatable to every aspect of our life. So what did you find that you needed to unlearn?
First of all, this is impromptu.
Oh.
We know we're supposed to.
Yes,
Okay,
that's fine.
That's right.
You know what
Okay.
you learned,
And
right?
I do it every week. I do the homework every week. Anyway.
Yes.
Yeah. So about abundance, to me, it's about synergism in my life. You know, not only abundance of money, which wealth, I call it wealth, not richness, and also. What good is money if you don't have good health?
Right.
You know? And what good is everything if you don't have love? So, and then healthy mind, good emotions. So, and talking about the mind, the most important, guarding my thoughts. Because those little demons get in there, or Pac-Man, whatever you want to call them. Yeah. They get in there and they tell you the things you just said, you know. I'm not good enough, I don't have enough. And I have family in Germany. And I like one of the things they think over there, you know, it's a very successful country in Europe. And they don't use the word spend.
No?
No. They use ich kaufen.
What's the word?
I buy.
I buy. Okay.
Yes. And so they think that that has a lot to do with their prosperity, the state of mind of their people. You know, I don't know, I just thought of that. Yeah. This is impromptu, don't forget.
Yeah, no, I get it. So one of the main things that I heard, so one of the things I think we can all unlearn is any idea that any circumstance out there has any bearing on who you are.
Yes.
That's a great one to unlearn.
Yes.
It's actually kind of the big point of my talk today. So you've intuited what I'm going to say today.
Right.
Maybe we'll get out of here early. But that's a really, really big one, and I'm grateful
Yes.
for you bringing that up. So are you willing to unlearn that and find some new way of being?
Yes, I'm willing to go of limiting thoughts that tell me you don't have enough, or watch your health now that we have COVID going on. And I go everywhere, and I don't wear my mask all the time.
I got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good news. It's good news. I'm grateful to you, Lydia, for sharing today.
Thank you.
Lydia
I'm
Eisenberger,
grateful.
everyone. You've already heard them once today, and they are here to express their magnificence through their gift of song. So please welcome once again Anna Mello and Abby Small.
All right, we're going to claim a blessing. Oh, I claim a blessing. In the morning when I get out of bed, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Before I even lift my head, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. This is how I start my day, knowing good is on the way. I am claiming perfect health, love and laughter, friends and wealth. In the morning when I get out of bed, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Before I even lift my head, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. With conviction undeterred, the power of a spoken word, I look at life and redefine. I break the shackles of my mind. In the morning when I get out of bed, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Before I even lift my head, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I lift my thoughts to higher ground, knowing miracles are all around. Each day unfolds just as it should when I'm focusing on my good. Life is filled with opportunity. I wonder what good will happen to me. I claim a blessing. I claim it. Yeah. I claim a blessing. We claim it. We claim a blessing. I claim it. I claim a blessing. I claim it. I claim a blessing.
Anna Mello, Abby Small. I can get that. Yeah, thank you so much. It's all good. It's all good. I claim a blessing. Are you ready to claim a blessing today? I am ready to claim a blessing today. Yes, 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 yes. And what a blessing. Yes. The capacity to say yes is a blessing. We are entering week 4. This is week 4 of our 6-week fall renewal series, our fall spiritual renewal, where we've been looking at the book Spiritual Economics by Eric Butterworth. If you've not been here up until this week, that's okay. You don't need to worry about getting caught up. You'll know everything you need to know. This week's chapters in the book are titled, How to Reverse Financial Adversity. That's something we all like to know, right? How to reverse financial adversity and security in a changing world. So I want to clear one thing up. I want to be really clear. As I said before, these are principles that you can apply to any area of your life. It doesn't have to be just about money, not just economics. You can apply it to health, you can apply it to relationships, you can apply it to creative expression. You can look at the principles that he's teaching in this book and say, where in my world, where in my experience am I looking for change? Many people are attracted to the idea that they can change their financial experience, but many people want to change their health experience, or maybe want to change their relationship experience. A lot of people want to change their relationship experience. I'm not going to say which side of the equation you're on, but I think a lot of single people want to change their relationship experience, and maybe even some people who are partnered up want to change their relationship experience. Some, not all. But these can be applied in any way. So I think we can get rid of the word financial in that chapter title. It can just be how to reverse adversity. How to reverse adversity. Security in a changing world works still. How to reverse relationship adversity. How to reverse creative expression adversity. How to release and reverse health adversity. That's a big one. You know, the entire New Thought movement, of which Unity is a part, is rooted in the very notion that our thoughts create our physical expression of health. It was all rooted in health. And we've applied the same knowledge and the principles to other aspects of our lives. But it was Myrtle Fillmore who very famously said, I am a child of God and therefore do not inherit disease. I'm paraphrasing a little bit. Little word here and there. But essentially that idea that we are healthful beings inherently, and it is our thoughts and our beliefs that are getting in the way and showing up as dis-ease in our experience. We can let that go, and that's where all of New Thought was born from. So we can change adversity. We can change adversity in any aspect of our life. Why? Because it's all consciousness, all of it. All form is consciousness. All thought is consciousness. Everything seen, everything unseen. It is all consciousness. The theory of relativity, you know, that guy named Einstein, he basically said, I mean, you know the equation, right? E equals mc squared, right? Energy and matter are the same thing at different levels of expression. He was teaching essentially what New Thought was also teaching at the time. So it's all consciousness, 100% of it. So if we can address in consciousness, in our conscious awareness, that which we would like to change in our physical expression, then we're on the right track. But it's about changing that which is within, first and foremost, not trying to manipulate that which is out there. Eric Butterworth wrote this: the economy is little more than a barometer that registers the highs and lows of consciousness. Wherever two or three are gathered together in an interaction of minds, a very real energy force is projected. We are constantly projecting an energy of creativity, each and every one of us. We are constantly projecting an energy of creativity. And so everything that's showing up in our experience is the result of that projection of creativity. Now, he's talking about two things here, right? So first of all, the economy is little more than a barometer that registers those highs and lows of consciousness. The economy is not something that has any dominion over any of us. The relative health of our community is not anything that has dominion over any of us. Nothing out there has dominion over any one of us individualized, except to the degree that we allow those things to have dominion over us. But we are the ones who are in charge of our consciousness. We are the ones who are in charge of our mind. We are the ones who are in charge. And so, if we want things to change, we must change. We can live those highs and lows, and we can see the barometer in the experience and expression around us. The economy is simply the experience and the expression around us of consciousness, right? Now, he says, wherever two or three are gathered together in an interaction of minds, a very real energy force is projected. There's a thing called individualized I don't want to say individual. There's individualized consciousness. And there's a thing, too, that we call the collective consciousness. Now, we are creating a collective consciousness within this room. The interaction of all of the thoughts and beliefs of us is creating an energy field, and it is projecting itself into experience. And that's what he's talking about here. Where 2 or 3 are gathered together in an interaction of minds, a very real energy force is projected. And so we can collectively work our own minds as a community to change the experience of the world. And that's why I think approaching and experiencing places like this, spiritual centers like this, is an important part. It's become an important part of my life because that's what I want to do. I want to change the world to help people understand their magnificence, to know who they are. And we get to do that together. We get to do that together. Now, it also starts with individualized consciousness, an individualization of consciousness. We are each points of light in the greater expression of light. Each and every one of us is individualized consciousness as well. Now, my teaching prior to becoming a Unity minister, one of my favorite quotes of Ernest Holmes, who was the founder of another branch of New Thought, was, "One alone in consciousness with the infinite constitutes a complete majority." One alone in consciousness with the infinite constitutes a complete majority. What he's saying there, and what Charles Fillmore agreed with, and what Nona Brooks and Melinda Kramer, who started Divine Science, what they all agree with is that we are that power of creation. And when we remember who we are, remember the 3 parts of our mission, love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. When you remember who you are, you create what we may look at as miracles. But we need to start looking at those miraculous things as ordinary. Don't call them miracles anymore, they're just ordinaries. Because we know how to use our minds, do we not? We know how to use our minds. And so we are individualized consciousness, and collectively we are experiencing a collective consciousness. And all of it is creative. All of it is an energy force projected into expression. So how do we reverse adversity? Well, one of the primary ways is to release the power of the collective if it is not in resonance with the truth of your being. And that's what we were talking about a little bit last week, to let go of those things, to let go of the things we need to unlearn. Release any connection to what everybody's saying. I saw a TikTok. I love TikTok. I know I've told you about this before, right? The funny thing is, I tell people I love looking at TikTok. I have never posted on TikTok. Like, you saw my thing, like no videos, nothing. But there was a TikTok that came through the other day, and it was this guy who was, one of the things that people do is they have conversations with themselves as though they're 2 different people. And this guy on TikTok says, as one person, "Hey, did you see the news article about the thing?" And the other guy says, "No, I didn't watch the news." And he says, "What? But you don't want to know what's going on?" He says, "No, I'm perfectly happy not watching the news." Think about it. I am perfectly happy not watching the news. And it's okay. Here's the thing. It's not to shame anybody who watches the news, because I'm a news junkie. I admit it freely. But here's the thing about watching the news as a news junkie and someone who is also in this particular path. I look at the news and I don't let myself be affected by that which is out there. I look at the news as my own personal prayer list to know what I need to pray for, because all the news that's being projected to me is the collective idea of negativity. And I get to look at that and say, oh, well, there's this happening in the world, and I know the truth about it, because what did Ernest Holmes say? One alone in consciousness with the infinite constitutes a complete majority. And so I know that I have within me, and each and every one of you has within you, the power of creation to change the entire world. That's the truth. So, one of the things that we can release to let go of adversity in our lives is the power of the negative collective. And only give into the power of the positive collective consciousness. We spend so much time and energy being convinced that that out there has dominion over us. It doesn't. We have convinced ourselves. So many of us have convinced ourselves that we are victims of circumstance. And to the degree that you have become convinced of that idea, you are. So are you ready to let that idea go? You are not a victim of circumstance. You are the creator of your circumstance. How can you ever be a victim of that which you create? Now, since consciousness creates the circumstances, we have dominion over the circumstances. We have dominion over our expression and experience of life. That's how we get rid of adversity in our lives. We have dominion over our minds, which is the link and the tool that we use to engage consciousness. So on week 1 of the Fall Renewal series, that was 4 weeks ago, do you remember? On week 1, I gave some homework. Now here's the big question. Does anyone remember what the homework was on week 1? Oh, no, I don't remember what the homework was on week 1. What were we supposed to do? When I say it, you're going to go, oh yeah, that's right. And it's going to be telling of everyone who has either continued to allow this to be a part of their practice or those who have let it go. The homework in week 1 is to not complain about anything. Oh yeah, we're supposed to not complain about anything, right? The homework is not just meant to be 1 week, by the way. It's meant to be a tool to start to engage and develop a practice for being. So, did you walk back into the habit of complaining after that first week? It's just something to think about. Again, there is no shame here. There is no blame here. It's just something to be aware of. Because you're the one who's in charge. You're the one who is in charge of your experience of life. What if not complaining became your way of being? How different might your life be? I know that when I gave up the practice and the habit, it's a habit. When I gave up the habit of complaining, life changed dramatically for me. Do I fall off that, pedestal sometimes? Yes. So don't ever put me on a pedestal as a minister, because ministers are very commonly the ones who fall off very easily and go, oh, wait, no. I know the tools. I've fallen off, and I'm going to change it up now. Complaining is the language of someone who believes that they are limited by the circumstances of their life. I want everyone to really hear that. Complaining is the language of one who believes that they are limited by the circumstances of their life. So how do we move past that? Find a new language. Find a new language. And don't bypass, which is a fear-based response. Because we can look at the effects and the experiences and the circumstances of our lives that we consider to be negative, and we can know at the core of our being that we are a greater cause and can shift and change those things. I'm moved by, in the book, he talks a lot about people's jobs and the adversity that they find in their jobs, right? And I'm very moved by this idea of the story of people's jobs, because there was a time in my life before I became a minister, before I was even involved in this spiritual philosophy, where I was not so happy in my working life. I was, you ready? I was a struggling actor in Los Angeles. You ever hear that story? I had decided after I left university that, because I got my degree in acting, I decided after I left university that the one thing I would never do is be the stereotype. I would never wait tables. And I didn't wait tables. But boy, I'll tell you, I found every other job that an actor could possibly have when they're not actively engaged in working as an actor. Shortly after 9/11, remember that? Shortly after 9/11, I had been working as an office temp, and all the work dried up because nobody was hiring temps. And I thought, I don't know what to do. I can't pay my rent. I don't know what to do. What am I going to do? So I was turned on to a company that had offices at an industrial park in Culver City, California. And yes, I will admit freely and publicly that I worked as a telemarketer. What a response. And all I have to say is, I'm sorry. But at that time in my life, I was rooted in a sense of hopelessness. I didn't know how to overcome what I perceived to be adversity. Now, had I really been keeping my ears and eyes open, I would have been aware that there was a lot of messaging around me that was telling me, there's another way, there's a path. There's something that you can learn about yourself, that you can know about yourself. That industrial park in Culver City, California, just happened to be where Agape met and where they had their ministry for a long time. And I had people come up and say, oh, I go to this place called Agape on Sundays. I'm like, I don't do church. Now look at me. That was my message for a long time. I don't do church. No. Oh, if only I'd listened back then. But you know what? There is no time in the mind of God, and so I came to this path in exactly the right time. So, how do we reverse adversity? Here's what I have learned. Ultimately, today's question that was the title of the talk was how? And I wrote, because. Because. Oh, yeah, because. Be the cause in your life to everything you would like to experience. When we know ourselves as cause, that is remembering who we are. When we know ourselves as cause and know it so deeply that it is unshakable, that's faith. When we know it so deeply that it is unshakable, then we come into the experience of security in a consistently changing world. And the world is changing. That is inevitable. The world is changing all the time. We are changing all the time. Change, as I said before, is the only constant. Now, we can either initiate change purposefully, or we can let the change overtake us. What it requires is for us to know who we are and to set our belief in alignment with that which we would like to experience. If we are initiating change, we are utilizing our own divine creativity, and if we are not, we are being used. It may be that any view of life that puts security rather than creativity first has misread life at its best and thus misinterprets the cosmic process. Security is a bit of a challenge. You know, the chapter is called Security in a Changing World. But security can be very much a defeating thing in our lives. Because oftentimes security means we're not willing to move past our comfort zones. It's like, okay, I can put myself into this blanket and close myself off from the rest of the world. And while that may feel secure, it may be moving you out of the experience of life and the experience of divine creativity. The cosmic process of creation is ours to use. And if you want to experience true security, then burst past those comfort zones, knowing who you are. Security can be comforting, it can be detrimental, but no great thing was ever accomplished without taking a risk. And you know who you are. You know who you are. And what I'm going to encourage you today is to know who you are. Know what you accept in your life as security, and know that you may be misinterpreting security to avoid disappointment and a sense of failure in your life. But if you know who you are, you can never fail. Walt Disney was fired from the Kansas City Star because its editor felt he lacked imagination and had no good ideas. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her first television job as an anchor in Baltimore for getting too emotionally invested in her stories. Steven Spielberg, you know him? He was rejected several times by the University of Southern California School of Cinematic Arts. Thomas Edison's teachers told him he was too stupid to learn anything. All of those things that we can look at out there and be told we are not good enough. Let them go. We can choose to believe what we are told, or we can choose to release the limited ideas of the other. How? Because. There is a difference between wanting to believe and really believing too. So it's up to us to determine where we are on that scale. Do we want to believe, or do we really believe? And how do you know the difference? It's a feeling. I can't tell you what it is. It is a feeling to know if you really believe. So, where do you fall on that spectrum between wanting and actually truly believing? Our work is to know God, our core identity as cause. That is our work. And we choose to be cause in this philosophy and not effect. And in doing that, we set ourselves up for success. So look at the limitations you may have placed in the way. That's part of what I want you to do. I want you to look at the limitations which you may have placed in your own way, question them, and if need be, release them. How? Because. And so it is. Peace and blessings. You are magnificent. The homework. I just want to acknowledge one thing. One of the things, I love this book. I love this book, Spiritual Economics. And if you've been reading along with me, and I think many of you have, it is very rich. Get it? Like, I could spend an entire year doing talks based solely on this book. So you're getting kind of a skim the surface experience of this book. If you have not yet joined a discussion group, they are available. There are a couple that meet here after service today. I know that Susie has one that is meeting. Are you still taking more people? Yes, so you can meet with Susie. She's going to be meeting over in room 3 in the annex. Lydia has a discussion group. She is going to be meeting in the prayer room after the service today. Molly also has a discussion group that meets on Tuesdays, and Eileen Rockhill also has a discussion group that meets on Tuesdays. The information about those discussion groups is all in the lobby. So join a discussion group. Get deeper within this stuff, because it is when we truly embody at a deeper level this stuff that life changes. Now, the homework. I'm going to start off with one of the quotes. He wrote this: "Admit to yourself that your present experience reflects your present level of awareness. You are not the victim of circumstances. Consciousness creates circumstances. When you establish yourself in this awareness, then you are in a position to create change." So this week, reflect and reconsider. Then be cause to something new if you want it. Write those desires out and then address each one of them formally in prayer. That's the homework this week. That I will remember. I have forgotten to put the homework into the emails on Monday. I will remember to put the homework in the emails on Monday. Let's go ahead and relax right where we are. If there's something that has come up for you that requires a little bit of additional understanding, let it be at the forefront of your mind and your heart right now. As we breathe into this perfect moment, knowing the truth of who we are. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on, guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure right here in this moment, I am in the fullness and awareness of the One, the God source energy that is the core of all creation, for it is all creation. There is absolutely no separation. There is energy and matter, all one thing and nothing else. This creative principle is unfolding itself as all that is, and this is inclusive of each and every one of us. We are this very power. We are this very presence. We are the source of light and life and love, flowing forth in experience. And I know the word I speak right now is backed by the infinite creative power, so I speak my word on behalf of each and every one of us here today to know that we are in the right place at the right time, having the right experience, whether we know it or not. That there is that within each and every one of us that knows how to move forth and be cause. And so there is no more questioning how, there is only that which we know. And I accept this with a grateful heart, allowing gratitude to overflow from within, and knowing this to be so beyond a shadow of a doubt. I accept it as such. And so it is. Amen. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Thank you, and thank you. And, oh, there we are. I'm not moving my slides forward. Oh, well. I'm going to invite the treasurer of our board to the lectern. Please welcome Steve Ross. Over there. How you doing, Steve?
Doing good. How about you?
I'm doing great.
Are we passing the basket today?
We are passing the baskets
Wow.
today. Yes, we're going back to passing the baskets.
So you don't have, before the end of the service, so you have now to fill out the little card in the back of the chair and put your deposit in there, put your tithe in there. So last year,
Just keep going.
okay. Last year at this time, October, November, we started our pledge program. And it's time again to re-pledge. So I invite everybody to go online, get the form, fill it out. You can fill out the form online and everything. That just tells us what to expect, and that way we can build a budget. So just for your information, last year, the pledge amount and what we budgeted, so the pledge amount was about 1/3 of what we budgeted. So be thankful we didn't do a budget for what was pledged. So, or we would all be sitting here without the lights on. So anyway, many ways to give. We're passing the basket today. The basket will also be at the back, after if you don't get your card filled out in time. You can click on things online. You can take your credit card or debit card to the bookstore after the service, and they can ring you up there. You can call the office. They'll take your credit card and run it in the bookstore during office hours, Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. Monday through Thursday and Saturday. Send a check in the mail, all that good stuff. Text, all that good stuff. So, anyway, we want to thank you all for your donations and appreciate your generosity. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's read together our divine giving statement.
I
share this gift with love, conscious of the inner presence as the lavish source and substance of my supply. I am rooted in the assurance that this gift blesses Unity of Tucson, and I trust in its ever-present circulation, knowing its blessings return to me. And so it is. All right, we're going to go back to singing a collection song, a giving song, celebrating our abundance. I celebrate my abundance today. By giving this gift, I show my faith. As I open my heart, my world becomes a better place. I release all fear as I share gratefully. This love that I give always gives back to me. Knowing my oneness with everything else, I know that all that I give to myself. I celebrate my abundance today. By giving this gift, I show my faith. As I open my heart, my world becomes a better place. I release all fear as I share gratefully. This love that I give always gives back to me. Knowing my oneness with everything else, I know that all that I give to myself. I celebrate my abundance today. By giving this gift, I show my faith. As I open my heart, my world becomes a better place. I release all fear as I share gratefully. This love that I give always gives back to me. Knowing my oneness with everything else, I know that all that I give to myself. Knowing my oneness with everything else, I know that all that I give to myself. Woo! Happy birthday! So I'm going to invite if someone could bring up the birthday basket. But while that's happening, maybe we should sing Happy Birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to everyone who's out there who's having a birthday in November. Happy birthday to you. Looks like we have a lot of birthdays. If you want to be recognized and stand up and just this, we can give you some love if you're having a birthday in November. Grateful to have you here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes. All right, I'm going to come down here and we're going to see. So what happens is if you're celebrating a birthday during the month, that's the one right there. We invite you to fill out a form that will inform us of where you would like a portion of our monthly tithe to go. And so the person who is celebrating a birthday this month, Patricia Connors, there she is in the back, and a portion of our tithe is going to be going to Youth on Their Own. So thank you so much for that. All right, some things that are happening here. As Steve already said, we would love for you to affirm your pledge. For 2022, we are asking for your support. Let us know your investment so that we can plan for 2022. Fill out a paper form, which are available here, or you can fill out the form online as well at unitytucson.com/pledge-program. Tai Chi with Monk continues on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. in Room A. Gentle Yoga with Lynn continues Mondays at 9:30 a.m. in Harmony Hall. Also, our indoor community yard sale. We're just a couple weeks away from a humongous yard sale. First of all, let all your friends know that we're having this yard sale so that we can ensure its success. The yard sale is on the 19th and 20th of November, starting at 8 a.m., goes till 1 o'clock on each of those days. We are accepting items to be donated through November 16th. Room 4, where we have been collecting those items, is full. So we are now collecting items in Room B, which is the nursery. I don't know, there's something funny to me about that. We do need volunteers as well to help out with the yard sale. If you are willing to help out setting up prior to those days and or also helping out on those days, there's going to be a meeting today following the celebration. I had put that it was in Harmony Hall. It's actually going to be in room A. So as you exit, if you go to your right and go down the way, it's down in this building, but down a few doors. Please go there, sign up, help us out. We're going to need all hands on deck because there's a lot to be done. So if you're willing to help out, please do join us for that. The youth also need you as I see them walking in. The youth need you. We are looking for people to help with our youth program as volunteers. There is a sign up in the foyer, which you can do, or you can email yfm@unitytucson.com if you are willing to help volunteer and support the youth program. If you're doing your holiday shopping online, you can support Unity of Tucson at Amazon by going to smile.amazon.com and register Unity of Tucson as your charity, and a portion of each sale is donated at no cost to you. What else? The 80 by 80 roof fund, we have 16 days left, and you ready? $56,200 has been collected. Our goal is $80,000 by November 23rd, which is the 80th birthday of one of our magnificent contributors who is asked to remain anonymous. They are contributing $20,000 of that $80,000 total, so very grateful for that. Today's prayer chaplains in service are Sherry, whom you saw earlier. Also, Sue is a prayer chaplain. If you would like to have a prayer following the service today, you can see either one of them. They're wearing the purple stoles, so that's how you can recognize them as well. So check that out. I want to say thank you to everybody who made today possible. I want to say thank you to our entire tech crew, Wally, Don, and Greg. Thank you for your service. I want to say thank you to Steve Ross. I want to say thank you to Sherry Hoffman. I want to say thank you to Lydia Eisenberger for your work on the platform here today. Thank you so much. Let's hear it for this magnificent band, Linda and Joshua and Raphael. Yes, yes, yes. Let's give mad props to our magnificent singers today, Anna and Abby. Thank you so much. I want to say thank you for being here. I want to say thank you if you're online for joining us here today. And look, the kids are here. How are you doing? So, you were having some fun today, were you? Yeah? Do you want to tell me what you were doing today?
Collecting.
You were rock collecting? Yeah, tell me about the rocks.
I got shiny ones, and they were sparkly.
You got shiny ones and they were sparkly. That's awesome. Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you
We have
so much.
signs. So what we talked about today was, where do we find God? And so we find God in books and turkeys and our blood, in flowers, but best of all, where do we find God? In me.
Yes, awesome. That is awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing. So as we complete our time here, you guys get to stay up here with me if you want, okay? And we're going to dance a little bit. But as we complete our time here today, I'm going to invite you to share with me one of the prayers that has been submitted, one of the options as a closing prayer. Here we go. God is, I am, right here, right now. I have only to look at my hands to see God's hands. I have only to hold my heart to feel God's presence. God's light shines through every cell of my body, for I am God's light. God's love expresses through my thoughts, words, and actions, for I am God's love. God's presence is wherever I am. I have only to remember who I am to know where God is. In all ways, through my very presence and my very essence, God is here in this world. Blessed be, and so it is. Feel free to stand up and dance. You're going to know this song. Think of your fellow man, lend him a helping hand, put a little love in your heart. I know it's getting late, oh please don't hesitate, put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and If you want the world to know, we won't let hatred grow. Put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. Just wait and see. Wait and see. Take a good look around, and if you're looking down, put a little love in your heart. I hope when you decide, kindness will be your guide. Put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. Just wait and see. Put a little love in your heart. 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 Make it a magnificent week, everyone. I'm coming up behind.